Hungry Bookworm. Today we're doing fireside reads. And the reason being, it fits great with my book today, Frostblood by Elly Blake. Frostblood came out January 10th in ebook and hardback copies. However, the paperback, I believe, will not be appearing until August. It's a fantasy for the young adult audience and is the first book in the Frostblood Saga. This happens to be also Elly Blake's first book, so she's a debut author. The book is more on the high fantasy end, in my opinion. There's no dragons, trolls, or elves, or those kind of things. However, there is a ton of magic. There are demons. There are these armies and kings with power plays. There are goddesses and mythology, and it takes place in a pretty heavy fantasy world. The book is about a girl named Ruby. She's 17 years old, lives in a small village on the outskirts with her mother. The reason they're on the outskirts is Ruby has a secret. She's a fireblood. That means she has fireblood magic. She can create fire, play with fire, doesn't get burned, has a little bit higher body temperature because of it. This is all good and well, but she lives in the Frostblood Kingdom, and the Frostbloods do not like those firebloods. In fact, the Frostblood King, he even hears a small little inkling that there's a fireblood, and that person is immediately executed. Really ridiculous. Anyway, Ruby is very good at hiding her secret. I mean, she's been doing it for 17 years. However, she's beginning to feel the blood boil inside of her, and she needs to practice it a little bit. So she sneaks out into the forest to practice. Now, Ruby is not a character that usually does dumb things, and I really appreciate that because I hate those characters you just want to go slap across the face, "Hey girl, what are you doing?" That, in this case, does not happen. She usually knows what she's up to, and she heads into things with a little bit of plan normally first. However, even the best little people can get caught at times, and that's what happens to Ruby. The Frostblood warriors march into the village, and they kill it, wipe it out, and even murder her mother before her eyes. That's where this story starts. And it keeps going on to a lot of fight scenes. There's a lot of tension, as I said, power plays, vengeance, and those kind of things going on. There is also a romance, a very strong romance in this one. However, I wouldn't consider this a complete romance novel. It's heavy in the romance, but it's not an instant one, or love at first sight. No, this one builds, and it's well woven into the plot. And it's a buildup of trust and friendship and all those wonderful, great things. Works really well with the story. The only problem I had is that at one point the romance begins to take over the plot too much. And all of a sudden, it breaks away and you're back into the fighting and Ruby going against the world and the arena scenes. And this little hiccup or switch bothered me a little bit. But by no means did it ruin the book. When I picked this up, I didn't know if I would like it. The reason I picked it up, actually, because I love the cover. And if you go to Elly Blake's author page, you can see that the blood even drips off of the crown. It looks really neat. And I just had to read it because of that. And I thought, oh, maybe this will be great. And it was very good. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I did read this, as I said, in one sitting until this hiccup. Then I had to put it down and then I came back. The ending has one of those huge battle scenes. Most of it worked out for me. I said a couple little problems in understanding what was going on, but for the most part, totally okay. It is a cliffhanger. Some things are wrapped up, a lot is not. Elly still has a lot to battle with in the future. The book 2 will be coming out in September this year. I'm not sure I'll be hitting it or not yet. There's so many good books out there to read. We'll have to see what happens. But until then, enjoy your fire, don't get too much frost, and don't forget to feed your bookworm.